Pisces 24, an inhabited island. A common teaching and understanding is that love is all you need. Love is all there is on the spiritual path, that God is love, and so on. And I believe that teaching to be false. God is not love. Love is love. We don't know what God is. If we try to identify who created all of this, we're looking for the Creator. And the only thing we really know about the Creator is that it's creative. We don't know its gender, we don't know its intention, we don't know anything other than the Creator is creative. Now, from this we can infer that the best thing for us to do to know God is to be creative, because all we know about God is that God is creative. The teaching very often that follows from the idea that God is love is that ego is bad, because love is to do with unifying and harmonizing and coming together and joining, and ego is all about separating and so on. Well, who created separation in the first place? Well, if not the Creator, then what? Who? I mean, if what God did was to separate us from Him, her, what's the matter with separation? God did it first, so why can't we do it? Now, the way in which we separate ourselves from other people is the appropriate use of ego. Now, what might create a problem for you in life is to attach yourself too strongly to ego, and then it becomes egotism. Self-importance is the problem here, but it's not egoism that's the problem, it's egotism. When you think of yourself as more important than that person's self, that's a mistake, that's an error of judgment. It's not a problem, it's just an error of judgment. It's not bad, it's just wrong. So it's entirely healthy for us to develop a strong ego. I see things this way, I like these things, you see things a different way, you like different things. I inhabit my island and you inhabit your island, and that's good. We have different islands, a metaphor for where we stand, and we look at the ocean of possibility from our individual stronghold. And that individual stronghold is the ego. Make it strong. But don't attach yourself to the idea that your version of reality should be suitable for anyone else, because it isn't. Parts of it, yes, but not all of it. Nobody shares your worldview exactly. No two worldviews are identical. We're like snowflakes, all of us. So reality is not something that exists that we each perceive differently. I don't think so. I think we each create reality our own way. And there is no collective reality at all. And that's how I see it. Another side of this teaching, which Jones was more focused on, is the idea that we can arrive on a desert island and make it habitable. This is what we've done with the world, isn't it? We've actually made certain places suitable for human experience, human life, which previously could not be inhabited at all. And this points to another facet that we can focus on, is that in any situation that we arrive at in life, we might come to a new group of people, or a new town, or a new job, or whatever is new. And it seems like a desert to us. There's no warmth, there's no nourishment, there's no sense of our place in that circumstance. And yet, the deeper truth is that we need to create that. We need to actually build our own reality wherever we go. And when we change our situation, we have the possibility of making that new island of experience inhabitable for ourselves. So the function of life is to establish who you are and then create an expression of that within the context of where you are. It is that simple.